CNN is bragging that Stephen Colbert is about to be more than he ever was before. And who is the guiding light, their northern star they will compare him to? Don Lemon. No, seriously, Don Lemon. They are saying that Stephen Colbert is going to leave The Late Show, The Tonight Show, whatever show it is he has. He's going to leave the Colbert Show from CBS, fired, disgraced, and he's going to race on over to YouTube and become the leading anti-Trump voice. There's just one problem. They accidentally slipped up and told you what the problem was and why he lost his job. Welcome back, welcome back. Come one and all, heed the call for understanding entertainment. Keeping you ahead of the culture curve is what we do. It is a joy, as always, to have you here with us. And if we've not yet earned your subscription, well, every day we're working at it hard to make it be that way. Folks, as we get ready to dive into the news with Colbert and CNN, don't lose the opportunity to click the like button, and let's dive in. Here it is, Out of Deadline by Max Goldbart. Roy Wood Jr. predicts Stephen Colbert will become the leading anti-Trump voice on YouTube next year. Just sit in it, folks, for a minute. Just sit in it with me. Oh, Roy Wood, CNN himself, says Stephen Colbert will be the leading anti-Trump voice on the YouTubes when his contract ends. Fat chance, and you know where. God bless whatever Stephen Colbert does next year with no network person to give him notes. That was the verdict of Roy Wood Jr., the host of CNN's Have I Got News for You? When considering how the soon-to-depart CBS late-night presenter could use platforms like YouTube to make his anti-Trump voice heard extremely loudly soon. Quote, when he's running rampant on YouTube like Don Lemon. Vash, could you get me go to Social Blade, look up Don Lemon's YouTube channel. We'll do it blind. I don't even know. We'll do it blind, okay? Don't tell Bill O'Reilly we're going to do it blind, but we'll do it blind. And it'll
do it live!
No, we're doing it blind, Bill. We're doing it blind. We're going to pull up and see just how Don Lemon is doing. But Roy Wood says that Colbert is going to be the next Don Lemon. Says, quote, it will be a very different landscape if he continues to run off after leaving CBS. If the Trump administration were smart, they would leave us alone and let us tell our jokes. They did. South Park's doing what it's doing. It's owned by Skydance Paramount. And Colbert's gone because he was losing money. Wood Jr. was speaking in the wake of Colbert's show being canceled. With the presenter set to exit next May, Paramount has reiterated repeatedly that the move is a financial one, but many consider it to be influenced by Trump. You get the idea. Wood said CNN is holding firm amid Trump's push against the media. And they've also been cast away by Warner Brothers, so that's great for them. One of the ways in which it is doing this, he added, is by having conservative voices speak on the network. That is true, by the way. Their best ratings are when Scott Jennings is there. NBC, meanwhile, invited Fox conservative commentator Greg Gutfeld onto the Jimmy Fallon show recently. And again, they got record-breaking ratings for Jimmy Fallon's show. They hadn't seen those kind of ratings since 2023, when The Voice finale was their lead-in. This would be like if Piers Morgan went on Graham Norton, joked Wood Jr., flagging a British example to the audience at Edinburgh. All right, so that's the story. And folks, it's the accidental admitting of exactly why Stephen Colbert is going off the air. He's supposed to be a comedian. He's supposed to be funny. He's not. He's partisan. He's a hack. If you see a funny guy as his next big act is to be the leading YouTube anti-Trump man, then he was never going to be somebody who could reach across the aisle and get an audience big enough to secure the ratings. All right, Vash, you've been looking into Don Lemon on the YouTubes. I may eat crow on this. I don't know. Pull him up. I'm completely blind as to whether or not Don Lemon is doing well or not. Here we go. He's got 800,000 subscribers. He joined in 2024. How many views does he get a month? Let's go down and see. All right, so for the last 30 days, now, wait a minute, don't go too far. Go back up just a little bit, just a little bit. There we go, perfect. All right, Don Lemon is getting 12 million views for the last 30 days. And if we look at the gained views, looks to me like you can see that is kind of going down. He had almost no views, something popped him up, and then the views are going downward. All right, Vash, do me a favor since you've got control. Search real quick. I want to do a comparison because Colbert is supposed to be the next Don Lemon, according to CNN. So in that search for your favorite YouTube creator, put in Megyn Kelly, M-E-G-Y-N, and then Kelly. We're doing, by the way, folks, we're doing this right there. Yep. Let's see how she compares to Don Lemon. We're going to see how these voices compare. Scroll down just a little bit. 87. So Don Lemon, Colbert's going to be the next. He's going to be the next Don Lemon. Megyn Kelly gets 87 million views, and Don Lemon gets 12, right? Per month. There you go. So CNN, they're crazy. I mean, culture, I love going to you because you lay it out like it is. CNN they don't live in reality.
No, they don't. In fact, none of these people seem to. They don't understand that this doesn't actually translate into, well, what we do is completely different than what they do. We have a level of interaction with our chat. We are responsible to them. We have to be authentic and direct. And none of these people are capable of that, especially this man here who was always playing a part when he was popular and then was not playing that part when he became unpopular, being essentially just an off the cuff, mean person, which is basically his brand. Look at those three people up there, all those failures. Anyway, no, I mean, this puts, if he even gets anywhere near or gets a sniff of where Don Lemon is getting, I would be terribly surprised. And I don't think Social Blade is really even calling it accurately, because they're oftentimes off by tens of thousands of not just viewers, but dollars when they try to estimate what something might be worth. This guy doesn't have a tangible worth in the modern marketplace these days. He's largely discredited himself, and his opinions are, well, known. There is nothing upon which that he could comment on that you wouldn't already be able to guess what that commentary might be. He lacks nuance and or any ability to think in a broader scale than what he does. He's very superficial and myopic, and I can throw a bunch of other adjectives at him.
Culture. Here's the thing. The thing. So if CNN believes that Stephen Colbert will become the biggest YouTube anti-Trump voice, like Don Lemon with his 12 million per month compared to Megyn Kelly with whatever it was, 90, I don't remember.
Yeah.
But whatever that was, if they think that, what they're basically admitting is this is Rachel Maddow on late night TV with the networks. He is Rachel Maddow. He's not a comedian. He's not funny. He's a partisan. He has a partisan political activist role that he plays out in the place of late night. He has stolen the genre that Johnny Carson built, he and Kimmel, and they've transformed it, they've transmogrified it into something that belongs on CNN.
Except that we're giving him too much credit because we're trying to present him as a news personality, which he's not. And
who, Don Lemon or Colbert?
No, this guy, Colbert. So I can't even believe that he'd even mark up to where Don Lemon, was.
You think he's less? You think he's less than the Lemon?
I think he's lesser than Lemon. He's
lower than the Lemon.
Well, he doesn't have. Again, Lemon has more news credibility than this guy because, as I said, he was a charlatan, in that role before he, evolved into this one. And since his beginning of his tenure, for the most part, he's been in constant decline. If you look at the chart that I had the other day, and to be fair, that's not surprising to anybody. This guy isn't a news guy, so comparing him to, the very popular young lady that you mentioned before would be unfair to her as well. This guy needs to live in his scale. So what's the most popular average comedian out there that has a very limited appeal? You'd be more likely to compare him directly to maybe what's his name? Mark Maron, the guy. They're actually turning his stupid podcast into a graphic novel, by the way. But I think that'd be about it. That'd be the only person you might be able to compare him to, because I think that's the kind of format that he'll gradually lean towards.
Well, why?
He can't write a show. He's not going to have a budget for a bunch of writers. So he's going to be on his own. What kind of quality do you think he personally can come up with? I think we're giving him way too much credit.
I agree. I don't understand. Vash, why would people tune in to Colbert for anti-Trump stuff on YouTube? There are people who are better at it. He tries to be he's a Trojan horse, right? He's ostensibly a comedian at night. So if you lose that part of Colbert and he's on YouTube just being the same old guy, that everybody else on the wackadoodle left is on YouTube, I don't know what it is that he's selling that's special.
Well, very few people in legacy media have been able to make that transition into new media. That's first off. But then second off, if your brand is anti-Trump, I just don't know how much of
There's none of that online, is there, Vash? Can't find any of that stuff.
You know what I'm saying? Like it seems that market's been pretty satiated. So I don't know how you're supposed to cut into that with this with this idea that following in the footsteps of Don Lemon. Yeah, that's a great way to go about it. I mean, we don't even hear of Don Lemon hardly ever nowadays. So I mean, I suppose Stephen Colbert is more popular than at least Don was when he made his departure from CNN. But I really don't know how much of an appetite there is from the mainstream public out there, from the zeitgeist, for anti-Trump content. There are far more better cultural commentators out there, far more better comedians out there making fun of Trump. Hey, you know what? South Park, go ahead. Have at it right there. So is there really... I mean, I don't really know what the plan is for Stephen Colbert. He's going to have to, I would say, widen out in terms of the topics that he talks about or riffs on.
No, Vash, he's going to go to MS Now. I mean, they can't afford him.
Oh, there you go.
But if Rachel Maddow is a true believer, Rachel Maddow can give up half her salary so that the other 4 days when Jen Psaki is sucking, they can have Colbert instead. Andy, does that make sense? Colbert goes to MS Now. He can be the political hack he's always wanted to be. That one, he can do it 4 days a week, and all Rachel Maddow has to do to prove that she's not actually a crazy capitalist capitalizing on what she does every night is just give half the salary so he can do it 4 days.
Yeah, that seems fair, and it'll balance things out because she can be the masculine one, and he can be the more feminine.
In touch with his feminine side. I agree with that. They can share glasses and hairstylists. It'll be great. Jonas, you got a final word for us?
Yeah, when it comes down to it, there hasn't been a shortage of anti-Trump voices out there. So the idea that someone is going to come in and really shake up that market, to me, that's like launching a superhero film in the Marvel universe and saying, this is going to change the hierarchy of power. I know that's a DC reference, but still, same point here. It's I'm going to do the same thing that everyone has been doing for the last 10 years. And, it's going to be such a surprise when I do it. Nope. Go sell crazy someplace else. We're all stocked up here.
There you go. All right, folks, we'll keep an eye on it. But the giveaway from CNN is that they think he'll be the big anti-Trump voice up there with Don Lemon on YouTube, which is to say that's what he's been the entire time. That's his brand, and that's why late night is going away. Sorry, but that's it, Colbert. Pulling Hollyweird to the sensible center, the mainstream middle where money is made is not easy, but folks, you make it easy to make videos each and every day because sharing time with you is a great honor, and we never take it lightly. An attitude of gratitude every single time we have the chance to shine with you. Until the next time, we only ask that you click that like button, share, subscribe, click it, stick it to the algorithms. It is the notification bell. Drop a comment down below. Let us know your thoughts. And folks, don't worry about paying any kind of tuition for this free class and how entertainment works. You are on scholarship. Highest IQ on the internet, that's you for sure. Until the next time we have the opportunity to spend time together, folks, we just ask that you keep learning, keep growing, and as ever, keep having fun. Jump into the water!
Why listen to music made by people and companies who really don't like you? Check out Vacation Radio today and prepare for all new content made by the people behind the WDW Pro Channel. It's the place you need for all the music. That should be fun. Hundreds of songs, every genre you can imagine. Listen live on YouTube and enjoy a set list that's always sunny. It's Vacation Radio. What are you waiting for? Every WDW Pro video has a link to Vacation Radio in the video description. Try it out and subscribe today.